What is up, everyone? My name is Naveed, and in this video, I haven't made a video like this in a very long time, and I have been waiting to make something about XRP, and I just didn't know the right time to make it, and today, in this video, I'm doing it because I officially became a XRP holder. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the ultimate Ripple XRP guide, 100x potential and future predictions, and everything you need to know about XRP and Ripple Labs. So that being said, in this video, I'm going to be talking about what is XRP, XRP lawsuit update, DOGE versus SEC, Asian banks using XRP, cough cough, Japan, and then Ripple X Trump administration and the entire thing that happened last year in 2024 that's leading to the point of where we are right now in 2025. And then also we're going to be going over what is ISO 20022 because it's been all over social media and as well as TikTok. So we're going to be talking about that. And then what it is, what it means, and why a delay is good because it did get delayed. And then on top of that, we're going to be talking about XRP predictions. These aren't going to be price predictions. This is going to be what could be on the horizon for XRP Ripple. For example, is Europe almost there? I mean, are they going to be collaborating with Europe? Are they going to be collaborating with the Federal Reserve? These have been rumors that we have been hearing about for the last couple of years. And officially, as of 2025, they are so close to being real, it's insane. And then on top of that, at the end, we're going to be going over my ultimate XRP price prediction, conservative, bullish, and ultra bullish. So I want you to watch this entire video because this entire video is going to make sense if you watch it in the entirety, because I'm going to be giving some predictions at the end of the video. And if you don't watch the entire thing, then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, these predictions are so unreal. I don't even think it's going to happen. It is going to happen, and watch it. And no part of this video is financial advice. I'm giving a full guide, so make sure that you watch it. And also, before I start, I want you to go down below right now and click that like button and click that subscribe button, because now I am going to be making so much XRP content. I promise you, you don't want to miss it, especially the news and the whatever you want to do, breakdowns or whatever happens in the XRP world, I'm going to be covering it. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you like the video. Okay, so that being said, let's get right into it. And a lot of this stuff is going to be stuff that mostly the XRP community already knows about. But if you haven't been in XRP, and if you're a subscriber or a new person that's watching it and you're looking for a cryptocurrency, I'm hoping that this helps you understand exactly what's going on and how this could contribute to the overall world of, hey, look, this is something I may want to buy because of all the stuff that everyone's talking about. And so that being said, we're going to get right into it. So what is XRP? All right, so talking about XRP, it's created by Ripple Labs. XRP is a digital currency aiming to revolutionize cross-border payments, right? And you may be saying, oh my God, all these other cryptocurrencies are doing the exact same thing. But watch this entire thing, this entire segment, because it will make sense exactly why XRP stands out amongst those other coins, right? So XRP, mainly sending money internationally, can be very slow, right? Usually it's very slow when you're going Western Union, if you're using Remitly, whatever you're using. If you're trying to send something in India, you're sending something in Russia, Germany, whatever, it's going to take a long time, right? So a lot of the normal banking system that we have right now, which is SWIFT, a lot of it's very slow. It takes days, sometimes even a week, depending on where you're sending it and how you're sending it. So it can be very slow and it can be very expensive. So XRP, it changes that entire settling transactions, and it does it within 3 to 5 seconds with such little fees that it's like insane, right? It's equivalent to some of the other crypto chains, the cryptocurrency projects that are already out there. But this is so crazy, and I'll explain, right? Scalability for XRP, it handles 1,500 transactions per second, right? TPS. And then it can be scaled up to 65,000 transactions per second. So regulatory compliance. So when you're looking at cryptocurrencies right now, and especially where we are with the new administration, which is the Trump administration, you want to be regulatory compliant. You want to be compliant with such and whatever agency, right? So this currency is designed to meet know your customer KYC and anti-money laundering, which is AML, right? Standard, which is banking friendly. It's needed in order for you to be utilized by the banking institutions for cross-border payments, for international payments, for domestic payments. So that's something that it needs to be implemented in order for it to happen. And XRP has that, right? Number one, it has the volume it can bring, which is transactions per second. On top of that, it has the KYC and it has the AML, which is the anti-money laundering standard, right? And then also you have what is called on-demand liquidity, ODL, right? It eliminates the need for pre-funded accounts in cross-border transactions, freeing up capital. So usually the problem that we had before over the last, let's just say 30 years is in order for a bank to send payment to another bank overseas, they need to have an account where that bank was, basically like an escrow, right? So you need to have it, and then you need to go ahead and send it, and that bank account needs to have that same amount of money equivalent to that amount so the transaction can go seamlessly. So this gets rid of it because it's on-demand liquidity. The liquidity is already there on the market, on the chain, right? And don't even get me started about the real USD that's on the XRP ledger, right? So that right there. So unlike the other cryptocurrencies, XRP is built for seamless integration into existing banking systems, aiming to replace the outward networks like SWIFT, which is what's needed for a lot of the transactions, like I said before. So, and then you may be asking, like, why choose XRP over the other cryptocurrencies, right? So you may be a new person, or you may be an HBAR person, or ADA, whatever, Cardano, Solana, Sui, whatever you probably buy, whatever you've watched before, you're probably a hater of XRP because you just don't know what it is, what it does, right? So just so you have an understanding, right? So with so many cryptocurrencies that are already out there, why should you pick XRP is the ultimate question. Number one, Hedera HBAR, so if you're an HBAR person, which these are big communities in the overall cryptocurrency market. We're not even going to talk about Bitcoin. We're not even going to talk about Ethereum because they're so outdated. I mean, yeah, grandfather of crypto is Bitcoin, and the uncle of crypto is Ethereum, and then the nephew of crypto is literally Solana. But now you have these other cryptocurrencies that are going to overtake those in market cap potentially, and even a mass adoption overall, because you can't do cross-border payments with Ethereum. It's just way too expensive and it's way too slow. I mean, I remember back in 2021, I wanted to go in and buy NFTs. I was trying to go in and send money, and it took 30 to maybe an hour for that transaction to go through. It was just so ridiculous, and I was scared because I was consistently looking at my ledger, just making sure the transaction went through, because sometimes if it didn't go through, you will lose your entire money, right? So just looking at that aspect, it's completely different when I'm comparing these with Ethereum and Bitcoin, because completely different playing fields. Those are grandfathers. Those are always going to have like the value, the like gold value, the silver value of crypto, right? Now you're entering the golden age of crypto, where these coins, for example, HBAR, Cardano, Solana, and Sui, and then XRP, they're standing out. So the first thing is HBAR, it uses a unique technology that focuses solely on the enterprise solutions, but doesn't have XRP extensive banking partnerships, right? When you look at the governing council members, I'm a HBAR holder, I'm an XRP holder, I'm a Sui holder, I'm a Cardano holder, and I'm a Solana holder, and I know everything about all these cryptocurrencies and the partners that they have. So if you're going to go in the comments and say you have no idea about this coin or that coin, I do know. That's why I'm making this video, so you know as well, right? HBAR is completely different because it has more so company partnerships. It doesn't really have banking. Yes, it does have some of the Canadian banks that are partnered with HBAR, but the main focus of HBAR isn't really that. It's mainly those partnerships with tech companies so they can build their infrastructures out on HBAR, right? So when you're talking about Cardano, another thing about Cardano is it focuses on smart contracts and decentralized apps. Its ecosystem is still developing. It's not remotely done. I mean, 4 years ago, they were saying that they were going to do it, and to this day, they haven't done it at all. They're still trying to go ahead and develop it, right? And it's not to the extent where you can go ahead and start utilizing it in the banking system, because there's so many flaws that can happen, right? The thing is, XRP has a quality test that has been done on numerous banks already, and there's a big bank that's already doing, which is the Asian banks, right? Which is happening literally in exactly a month, or this month, that month, next month, right? In March. So when you're looking at that, that's those two, Hedera and then Cardano, completely different. When you're looking at Solana, it's known for high throughput. I mean, yeah, you can do stuff with it, but it faced network instability, and it had major issues, especially last month. We never knew this until last month when the Trump token, the Melania token were launched, and the Barron and the Elon token were launched. And it destroyed that entire ecosystem because it made it so difficult that even Coinbase and Binance, they couldn't even get the transaction. People were transferring money into their exchanges and they were trying to transfer into their phantom wallets, and it wasn't even working because it was so, the network was so congested. Millions on top of millions of people were transferring money in so they could buy these coins, and these exchanges ran out of money. They ran out of Solana to go ahead and lend out so the transactions can be facilitated. And that's why that entire debacle happened, where Solana is not to the extent where it needs to be. Yeah, you could create meme coins on it, but it's not what it needs to be, right? So, and then on top of that, you may be saying, what about Sui? Because Sui has been it's been on the limelight for the last couple of months because it had an insane bull run before all the other altcoins. The thing about Sui is it's a good cryptocurrency. Solana, it's like Solana, right? It's not like XRP. It's not like HBAR, right? Sui is a brand new speculative adoption, and it's limited to real world use cases. It's so new that they're still trying to develop it. You can't compare it with these other cryptocurrencies because they have extensive partnerships, they have board of directors, they have people that are part of these multi-conglomerate organizations and companies that it doesn't even do it justice to compare it with that. So when you look at that, what sets XRP apart? Number one, it's the banking integration specifically designed for the banks and financial institutions. Like HBAR is designed for its governing council members like Google, IBM, whatever. XRP is geared towards the banking sector. It's geared towards the financial institutions that it's trying to get because it's a liquidity heavy. It's not, when you're talking about XRP, you're not talking about anything else but the liquidity. Liquidity is what it is. Liquidity is what is going to take it to where it needs to be because that is what determines the value of XRP. So now when you look at also the regulatory compliance aligns with existing financial laws, making a viable option for institutions. And then also eliminating Nostro accounts through ODL, which we talked about, and XRP removes the need for banks to hold pre-funded accounts in various currencies, which means it frees up capital, right? In order for you to do a transaction, for example, in Pakistan, you need to have Pakistani rupees, right? If you want to do it in Saudi, you have to have reals, right? You have to have, if you want to do it in Germany or Europe or whatever, you need to have a bank account in Germany that has the opposite, the equivalent amount of the money in their bank account for that transaction to be facilitated. So one money, for example, $100 can be converted into 100 whatever euros, so it can be done, right? But in order for that to happen, you need to have the same amount of money in both sides. So this entire thing, it gets rid of that, right? And then also, established partnerships over 300 institutions worldwide, including Bank of America, Standard Chartered, and then American Express, which are the most insanely big banks in the entire world. When you're talking about Bank of America, when you're talking about American Express, they do hundreds of billions of transactions internationally all throughout the year. So that's number one. And then now, when you're talking about the other things, the current bank, which we just talked about, and hundreds of more, then the other thing is now we're going to go over the integration in the financial sector, right? When you're talking about Bank of America, when you're talking about, for example, like Bank of America has been working with Ripple for so many years, right? But I think they go back to 2023 is like when they really started like actually getting the conversations, or 2022, I'm sorry, January 2022 is when they started doing it, and their clients made, the Bank of America's clients made 335 billion in total payments, a 17% increase, which was the year before that. So in 2023 or 2022, it was 17% more than it was in 2021, which is insane, right? For the previous year, integrated, and they integrated XRP. And they're doing it right now. Integrating XRP aims to streamline these transactions, reducing time and cost. So they're trying to do a lot of things with XRP. And then you have American Express. In 2017, American Express had used Ripple's blockchain technology for real-time trackable payments between US and the UK, enhancing transparency and speed for customers. These partnerships highlighted XRP's role in transforming traditional banks with efficient, transparent, and cost-effective cross-border payments. So when you're looking at that, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that's happening with XRP, and this is why XRP stands out amongst these other cryptocurrencies, because XRP already has the infrastructure for these big banks, right? They have the resume to work with these people and to get more clients. And from my last understanding, my recollection is that they've been getting a banking partner almost every single week. for the last year, and that's insane. And now, right now, we're going to go over it in a little bit, but let's talk about another big thing that's been in the news, and that is Ripple XRP versus the SEC and the update. So this is where it gets very interesting. I know this has been something that's been so great. This was one of the reasons why we had that little big rally that we did literally a month and a half ago with XRP, is because the SEC was going to drop it, and Gary Gensler was kicked out by the Trump administration, and literally kicked out because he was just not a good person for the U.S. economy and the Securities Exchange Commission. So the entire thing right now is this. Like Ripple versus SEC lawsuit decision, SEC removes case from website as appeal moves forward. I do believe that the appeal is going to happen. They are going to go ahead and drop this case completely. Obviously, we all know that, but there's a big thing that's resulting in this happening, right? Corruption exposed, case fully dropped. It's going to happen. And you have Politico even going and saying that Musk's DOGE expected to arrive at the SEC in the coming days. This, at the time of recording, is a screenshot from today, which is February 19th. DOGE is going to audit the SEC. We are going to find out very soon how much the SEC was so corrupt that they suppressed XRP for so many years. I personally believed, and I'll be honest with you, I was one of those people that I believed that XRP was a scam back in 2021 because I knew the SEC lawsuits were happening, and at that time I didn't know better, and I thought the SEC was doing good and they were doing what was necessary for something like this to happen. Then it hit my mind this year as elections went on and as everything started getting exposed by DOGE and Elon, that whoa, maybe it was being suppressed by the powerful people that are behind XRP or not behind XRP, because they don't want to see XRP go on the national stage and take so much of the liquidity out of the national markets, meaning the overall international foreign exchange rates, whatever, right? The trillions of dollars that circulates in the entire world economy, right? And you may be saying, how is that even possible? It is possible. And when this audit comes through, when Elon goes after SEC and audits it, we're going to find out that there was a lot of corruption that happened, and the suppressions of many of these cryptocurrencies was done for the purpose of, by the SEC, to prevent it from moving forward so it couldn't be successful, right? I'm so glad that XRP, Ripple's team, went ahead, the entire company went ahead and fought this, because now they're going to reap the rewards of everything that they've suffered over the last couple of years. So now another thing that we're going to be talking about is the Asian banks using XRP. And in this case, we're going to be talking about Japan. The headlines right now, wherever you go online, you search up XRP Japan or Asia, you're going to see headlines like this. XRP surpasses Ethereum amongst Japanese investors. It is becoming more mainstream in the Asian markets. And then you have headlines from the NASDAQ, which is 80% of Japanese banks are set to embrace XRP for global adoption. Then you have something that comes out on X where it gets started circulating with Japan. And this is just from the last couple of days, by the way. This isn't something from anything older than that. I mean, yeah, these headlines are from like a month ago, and the last one is from like a couple days ago. But then you have the posts that are being made and circulating where a couple days ago it was Japan has fully flipped the switch on XRP. SBI chairman Katao was spot on. Japanese banks are officially using XRP in 2025. From the rumors, it is going to be the go-to banking currency, cryptocurrency, XRP, on the banking ledgers, on the banking infrastructures of the Japanese markets in 2025. It's going to happen either in March, it's going to happen either in April. But the thing that I saw when I was researching this entire, like, what was going on, was the fact that they're waiting for the case from the SEC to be completely dropped. Once Elon comes after the SEC and once everything comes out, that case is 1,000,000% getting dropped. There's no way that it's not, right? These guys are not playing around. We have an administration that is very pro-crypto. So just keep an eye out on that, because that's something that is going to happen, right? And then you also have another thing, which is true. Japan's adapts Ripple's XRP, which is $13.5, which will be the price of XRP. And then this is what the person is saying, where every week in Japan is set to adopt, or every bank, in Japan is set to adopt XRP. I think is positive news from Japan's $6.3 trillion banking sector. And it's actually more than that. And we'll go over that in a second, because Japanese economy stats, I asked ChatGPT, what do you think about the Japanese market? How much money circulates in Japan a year throughout Japanese banks in USD, right? Converted to USD. In 2024, Japan's M2 money supply, a measure that includes cash circulation and deposits in domestic banks, averaged approximately 1.2 trillion yen. This equates to about 1,252 trillion yen, which equates to about $8 billion, 8 billion USD trillion dollars based on the exchange rates from that period. Which this is just from 2024, by the way. So regarding transaction volume, the Zaingen system, Japan's primary interbank payment clearing network, processed an average daily transaction value of approximately 14.4 trillion yen in 2023. This amount is estimated to annual transaction volume at about 3,600 trillion yen, or roughly 23.1 trillion USD, considered exchange rates from that time. So when XRP is adopted in the Asian markets, you have to understand, again, I'm going to repeat this again, everyone in the XRP community knows this, the market cap is not what you look at, it's the amount of transactions that are happening on the network, because XRP is a transaction heavy network, right? The more transactions that you have, the more money that's being in circulation every single second. If it's trillions of dollars in a month, every single time it's circulating, it's going to go ahead and stabilize the price way above what it's at right now. In this case, when you have about, let's just hypothetically say 1 to 2, maybe $4 trillion being done in transactions on the XRP ledger, on the market of XRP, you're going to expect the market of XRP, the market cap, to be in the hundreds of billions of dollars, and then also simultaneously, as is being held with the real USDT, which is what these banks are going to use to stabilize their currencies for international transactions, it's going to be in almost $1 trillion market cap, and where it justifies a price of about $13 to $15, whatever. And we will go over that even later on, because I'm going to dumb it down even more for the people that are very starboard and don't believe that XRP can even reach those numbers, right? We are in a completely different time than we were 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and even 1 year ago. So it's completely different. And then also shifting over to XRP, Ripple X Trump administration. The news is that Coinbase and Ripple made $100 million in political donations in 2024. And I have the breakdown right here. Coinbase donated about $50.5 million. Ripple did almost $50 million. And these other cryptocurrencies, they donated about some tens of millions of dollars, right? So out of everyone, I think Ripple ranks as the 11th largest donation contributor in political history. And it's insane, because a lot of that connection that they did was for the Trump administration. And now the thing that we're seeing is Ripple has actively engaged with political entities to create a favorable regulatory environment. So they're trying their best for cryptocurrencies adoption, right? In 2024 election cycle, Ripple donated over $119 million to various campaigns showing their commitment influencing crypto-related policy decisions. Not only did they spend money on the SEC case, they spent money on the national adoption of cryptocurrencies all over the world, especially in the US markets. Notably, Ripple's CEO, Chris Larsen, contributed $1 million worth of XRP to super PACs, which supported both candidates, right? In particular, in this case, it was the Kamala Harris campaign, but they contributed somewhat of it to the Trump administration as well, because they donated to the inauguration fund when that was happening as well. Additionally, Ripple has a major contribution in Fairshake, a pro-crypto political action committee, donating another $25 million in 2024. These efforts reflect Ripple's proactive approach in shaping a regulatory landscape that supports digital asset innovation and adoption. They've spent over $80-some million in just doing the stuff that they're doing. So that right there. And then on top of that, when you dive a little bit deeper into the rabbit hole, you have the co-founder of XRP, Ripple, saying and posting pictures on his X with the Trump administration, right? With Trump himself. You have great dinner night with Trump, real Donald Trump, strong start to 2025. And this was literally a few weeks ago. And then you have, this is from yesterday, you have Trump posting on his Truth Social about XRP and Ripple and the US labs. And he's posting articles on his Truth Social. And you can even see the link right there. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening that I believe is going to contribute in the adoption of XRP in the US markets, right? Now, when you shift it over to the ISO 20022. And you may be asking, what is ISO 20022? And why am I hearing it so often amongst everyone, right? So this is why ISO 20022 is an international standard that allows financial institutions to communicate using common language for financial messages, right? In order for you to send money to any bank around the world, they need to be compliant with the ISO 20022 so they can, the language, for example, if you have JavaScript, if you have HTML, whatever you're using, right? Linux, whatever. You want to go ahead and have a language that communicates a standard throughout the banking systems. And this ISO 20022 makes it possible for that to happen, right? Some of the companies that are compliant with ISO 20022 are number one, XRP, the native cryptocurrency Ripple network, which is a member of the ISO organization for a very long time. Stellar, XDC, you have Algorand, you have Loda, you have Hedera Hashgraph, which is HBAR, Quant, and you have Cardano. Then you have a bunch of other cryptocurrencies as well, and I believe Sui falls under this as well. So these cryptocurrencies are compliant with ISO 20022. But the thing is, this was supposed to take place in March 10th, which is next month. So from this video when it's being posted, exactly 4 weeks from now, it was supposed to be put in place. But it got delayed by the organization themselves, which is the Federal Reserve, to July 14th. And that is going to be the new standard where every bank needs to be compliant with, or every single whatever you're using cryptocurrency needs to be compliant with ISO 20022 in order for it to be used by the Federal Reserve or any banking system in the US, and hopefully I'm assuming around the entire world, right? So it was scheduled there, and I have a screenshot right there. And then on top of that, you have another thing, which is it's been outperforming, and we're going to go a little bit into a different realm right now. And I think the last topic that we're going to be talking about is my XRP predictions and where I see XRP going in the next coming this year and then going into 2026. And then when you're looking at that, you're literally going over, number one, what has XRP done so far? It has outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana in this entire last 2 months, right? Prediction XRP, Ripple will outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum over the next year and is going to continue doing that. I believe personally that XRP is going to go ahead and outperform these main cryptocurrencies and HBAR even, right? European banks, XRP bank adoption late 2025, early 2026. Ripple's recent partnership with Portugal's bank is sparking a surge in XRP adoption. From the Japanese markets, like I said before, when you have a bank adoption that you have, which is Bank of America, and then you go to the Japanese markets and you start having them adopt your cryptocurrency for their cross-border payment systems, you're more likely to go ahead and, number one, you're absolutely going to put it into your resume. And then on top of that, you're going to go ahead and convert that resume in pushing other projects, other organizations, other banks around the entire world. And I do believe that European banks are on the way for adoption in late 2025 and early 2026. The moment that a US bank, a moment that the Federal Reserve acknowledges XRP, which right now the Trump administration has been acknowledging, even though it's a little bit separate from the Federal Reserve, it's completely separate from the Federal Reserve, but Trump still has pushed with something like this. And when you have him posting stuff about XRP overall, there's a sense of, oh my gosh, it's finally happening. We've been waiting for this for over a couple of years, and now we're finally approaching that time where it's making all sense, right? So I believe that that's going to happen in 2025, late 2025, and then early 2026. We're going to start seeing European banks adopt. And then slowly but surely, we're going to see the U.S. Federal Reserve level XRP adoption in 2025. I do believe that the Federal Reserve is going to adopt the XRP ledger onto their cross-border payments, and so everything can be tracked and done seamlessly. And this is, they have the partnerships, they have the people, they have the connection, they have the money, and they're not afraid to spend the money where it needs to be spent, which is political ambitions of Ripple. They're on the national stage. Even BlackRock, for example, you have such big backing. And then you also have XRP ETFs that I believe that is going to be happening in early or end of 2025 and early 2026. I do believe that once the SEC begins to go ahead and drop the case completely and is completely done and the entire corruption is exposed, we are going to start seeing SEC start adopting and accepting ETFs applications for XRP and many of the other cryptocurrencies. And when that happens, you're going to have institutions feel more more relaxed and more safer, much safer to go ahead and put their billions and whatever trillions of dollars that they have assets under management into a ledger, into a ETF that will in turn buy the cryptocurrency and hold it, right? And now you have something that is protected by the SEC, by the Federal Reserve, by the government of the US, meaning that if you ever want to get a bailed out, you can easily do that if you're listed on the stock market as an ETF. That's just basically what I'm saying, right? If you're on the cryptocurrency market and you're putting all your money in, your company money into a exchange, and something happens that it goes belly up, you lose everything. So this is a way of protecting yourself. And if this actually ends up happening, which I believe it will in the end of 2025, early 2026, I believe it's going to go ahead and see a major extraction of all the money out of the decentralized exchanges and the money that you see, and people are going to put into ETFs, and then you're going to see the price skyrocket. And now, that being said, we're going to move into the value of XRP. So right now, XRP is valued, the market cap is 155 billion USD, right? $1 billion. Current price is $2.65 per XRP. The price of XRP, even though is that, you can buy 400 XRP tokens right now, and it will be valued at $1,060. And if you are looking at the screen and you don't believe this, and you think that, oh my God, I don't think this is going to happen, and this guy's just crazy, then you didn't watch the full video, because I explained everything. So I suggest that you go back and watch the entire thing and come back to this so we can go over this. So for those people that did watch the video and that do know or have been in XRP for a while, these are going to be my conservative. I'm not going to say 10,000. I'm not going to say 598. I'm not going to say those numbers right now. And for this purpose of this video, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it right now, what we see in 2025, what is happening. In 10 years, 20 years, if it does go to 10,000, whatever happens, then yeah, amazing, right? But those videos will come. So make sure that you're subscribed. So that being said, right now, as of the 19th of today, which is February 19th, XRP is valued at that, when you get $1,000. My ultra conservative range is ultra conservative, meaning that if the Japanese markets adopt it as they need to, as they are, we can see $10.60. And none of this is financial advice, by the way, so do your own research, but we're going to see $10.60 because of the amount of money that's going to be circulating into XRP over the course of the year if the Japanese markets adopted the way that they need to and integrated into their banking system. Which means, number one, when the market cap of the cryptocurrency overall goes up to that 5, 10, whatever trillion dollars at the end of the year, when we see all that money flow into the crypto market again, you're going to see a $620 billion market cap of XRP. Right now, it's 155. That's only a 4x. Now, let's just say that by the end of the year, they get approved for the ETF. They get approved for they start getting integrated into the European banks even more than they are right now. And then let's just say that Bank of America, and then they get a few more banks in the US that start integrating it. ETFs, Bank of America, banks in America, and then the European banks and the Japanese banks. Then you start entering a territory. Now we start entering, oh my goodness, this may be what we have been waiting for so many years. And that is the almost $1 trillion mark, which is $930 billion. And in that case, we will see one XRP valued at about $15.90. And the people that say, oh my God, I don't see this happening whatsoever, this guy's just crazy, he's just speaking from whatever, you have to understand, exactly a year ago, XRP was less than 50 cents. And now we're at $2.65. When the price moves, it moves very fast, and it moves in a heartbeat. And you need to understand the value that XRP is holding right now and the entire purpose of XRP. You can't compare it with other coins because we already did that. And if you're in the comments below and you're commenting and saying the H-bar is better, SUI's better, whatever, they're better in their own prospective ways, but they're not integrated to be integrated in the financial institutions like XRP is. XRP's entire existence is based upon them being integrated in the financial system of the world. So just get that through your brains, mind, whatever. I want to be nice. So now when you're entering that bullish and the ultra bullish is where everything goes well, everything is well done, everything is being pushed the way that it needs to push, and we have that prolonged bull run, meaning that because this entire thing got pushed to July, whatever, you're going to see a potential prolonged bull run because of everything that's happening right now. All those banks, when this actually kicks in and the adoptions happen, you're going to see the price where it's at right now. It could be $3, it could be $5 by then. it go straight up. That's just the way that it moves. That's just the way it's going to move, because then it's going to give the green light. And when a green light is given like that at the end of the year, when the ISO 20022 happens, that basically means that they've been working with these banks. They already have the systems in place, and it's only a click of a button. And when that click of a button happens, everything starts getting integrated, and that sheer volume of trillions of dollars starts flowing through Ripple. And when that sheer volume starts flowing through Ripple, it artificially inflates the market cap of Ripple, and then also the value of the shareholders, in this case, the crypto holders of, which is XRP holders, up significantly. So you start seeing that 6 to 8%, 8x increase, right? So again, my conservative range is 4x, my bullish range is 6x, my ultra bullish range is 8x. And I do see that this is going to be something that we're all going to be watching very closely. And I think that this is going to be something that we are going to love. And I know I was never, I'll be honest with you, I was never a XRP person for a while, until I started looking into it. And when I started looking into it even more, that's when I knew that this was something different than I had seen before. So the moment I realized it clicked in my brain, the first thing I did was I bought a bag. And when I bought a bag, I did it for the purpose of, number one, me making this content. It isn't me just making it just because whatever I do. I mean, yeah, the views are good, but it's the fact that it has value. And if you don't believe me, do your own research. Everything that I said in this video, if you don't believe any of it, it's directly from online. It's from the research that I did. You can go and you can do your own research, and you can come back in the comments and say if I did anything wrong or said anything wrong. So that being said, if you haven't already, make sure you go down below and subscribe. Make sure that you like this video, and down below in the comments, tell me if you're holding XRP, and if you are holding XRP, where do you see the price going in 2025 into 2026, even the end of 2026? So that being said, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Again, take care, peace, and there will be more XRP content that I will be posting, so stay tuned.